Hello, welcome to Hook Legends, and thanks for watching today's video. Now, in today's video, we're going to go out and take a field trip. Before I get into the details of that field trip, I just want to say thanks for all subscribers. If you like these videos, please reach up right now and click subscribe and like. Make sure you click the notification bell so you'll be alerted when future videos are released. Now, today, guys, today I'm very excited to be able to take a field trip to actually go out and witness a lake being drained via a sinkhole. Now, if you're not a fisherman and you're watching this video and you just want to see, you're interested in what a sinkhole is, you might want to skip forward a little bit, and we're going to have some great aerial footage, and I'm going to walk across the lake bottom and show you the sinkholes. But if you're a fisherman, I want to say a little bit more. You probably want to stay for just a couple of minutes. The important thing about this, I've waited literally decades for this opportunity on this particular lake to go out and walk the lake bottom while this lake was being drained. When you do that, you're going to find all kind of unique features. You know, when I'm fishing, and you know I catch a few fish in my videos, I'm not just randomly going out to places. And one of the things that I do on all lakes when I have an opportunity is I go out and I look at it. Now, I'm going to put a disclaimer in there. You know, walking across a lake bottom in muck and when it's slippery does have some hazards. So I am not suggesting that you go out there and do this, but sometimes just by going to a boat landing and looking out across the lake when it's drained, you can pick up a lot of valuable information. So once again, it's very important that you know where the ledges are, the creek channel intersections. These things are very, very valuable. Now, this particular lake drains itself about every 8 to 15 or 16 years, so you never know when you're going to have the opportunity to be able to go out and witness this in person. So with that being said, I'm going to take you out now to the lake, and we're going to go ahead and go on this field trip. Now, we're going to start out with me just walking across the lake bottom, showing you some, I call them ditches, but they're really way bigger than a ditch, almost like creek channels, but they're just out in the middle of the lake. So we're going to show you some drop-offs. We're going to move into the actual, a couple of little smaller like pothole sinkholes that actually are connected to the Florida aquifer. And when these aquifers, I guess when the water table in the aquifer gets low, that's when it causes these sinkholes to kind of open up and drain at least this particular lake. Now, there's some items historically from what I've read and heard that went down into some of these sinkholes and popped up 30 miles away in Waukulla Springs. So when you're around these sinkholes, you definitely want to be careful. Me personally, I try to stay back as far as I can get, but I'm a drone pilot, so I'm going to put my bird in the air in this video, and you're going to get some exclusive Hook Legends footage looking straight down in the mouth of the sinkhole. So I'm going to show you a place where the water from the east end of the lake is coming in from the water from the west end of the lake and going down that sinkhole. That's right, you're going to see it right here on Hook Legends. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get out and get started with this field trip. Okay, in this video clip, you can see where two channels come together and converge and go down into the sinkhole. Now, there's a channel coming in from the east and one channel from the west sides of the lake. Now, one of the things that I noticed about this particular area of the sinkhole is the lack of vegetation. This causes me to wonder if there's an oxygen supply problem, or if it's because of the hard material, and maybe it's so deep that it couldn't get enough sunlight. But I just noticed there's no vegetation around that immediate sinkhole. Now, guys, I'm standing about, it's got to be at least 20 or 30 feet from the bottom, probably at least another 5 to 10 feet to the top. So this is going to be a prime fishing location. Okay, now some of the unique features that I'm looking for while I'm out here is I want to find ledges that have severe drop-offs, locations where fish can be in shallow water and move just a few feet and be in deeper water. Fish like to have an escape route, and they like to sometimes escape to deeper waters, so it gives them a sense of security. Now, also these deeper areas, when extreme temperatures such as the heat of the summer and the cold of the winter, they may be able to go down to the thermocline area and find some relief from these extreme temperatures. So I also want to find sandbars that are out in the middle of the lake. These sandy areas, especially when there's a lot of mucky area surrounding it, will be prime locations for spawning fish of multiple species. So another prime area is whenever you can find a place where creek channels meet and come together. Now they normally form a point. Now this is in this particular video, the two creek channels that merge together to come into this sinkhole form a point, and that's going to be a great location for fish when they're staging to spawn. Even though, you know, they would have to be coming out of this sinkhole area, but I think some of the bigger fish will be hanging out in that sinkhole. So those are some of the key features that we're going to be looking for. Okay, one of the things, one of the pathways walking into this mine hole, you can actually see a big round sinkhole. And what I didn't know until I launched the drone into the air was that probably no more than 40 or 50 feet away, there are two more sinkholes. Now, what's unique about these sinkholes is, elevation-wise, they're much higher than the sinkhole that drain, but they still have water in them, and they must be connected to the Florida aquifer because the water still appears to be fresh. So I think it has some type of underwater supply for it. Now, I've heard tales of fishermen in the past where someone would be anchored in 5 feet of water, fishing 15 foot deep, and we couldn't understand the story. We couldn't relate to it. Now this makes a lot more sense. You could easily be in 2 or 3 feet of water and putting your bait over the side of the boat and get in much deeper water with some of these round sinkholes that are out there. Look at that ditch over there. That is going to be a prime drop-off location for catching bass, crappie. You know, now this lake is loaded with tons of vegetation, so the fish in here, they don't necessarily need those drop-offs for cover because the lake is loaded with cover. But I'm thinking when it gets hot and when it gets very cold, there's going to be some temperature variations down deeper. So that's where the fish, I believe, is going to congregate. Okay guys, I hope you've been enjoying the video so far. So as you can see, the area views in here reveals a lot of information. The points I want you to take away from this video is whether you're going to do it when the lake's down or use it via your map. Now, some of you are probably saying, why don't you just use your navigation maps to accomplish the same thing? One of the reasons I actually like to go out and walk the lake bottom is because I've done it before, and I happen to know that your maps may not be quite as accurate as you think they are. There's an area on one of these lakes where I have a boat dock that's about, I'm just estimating, 300 to 400 yards from the river channel. And in the dead center of that river channel, I put my anchor down, measured it, is exactly 40 feet. I've walked into a lot of stores where you can see the fish finder demonstration setup. And a lot of times I go up and I press that particular area where I know it's exactly 40 feet deep. And I was surprised at some of the variations that I was seeing. So some of your navigation equipment is, don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking the navigation equipment, the fish finder or the maps. I think it's in my opinion pretty close to a miracle, you know, the accuracy that they do have. But what I'm saying is they may be off just a little bit. There may be some features out there that will be revealed if you just can eyeball it yourself. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching. Alright, we got a nice one here. One nice crappie to go in the cooler.